Well, hello everyone. Nice to have you with me for a little bit on something actually I want to discuss. And I'm very curious to find out from people's comments below what they think about it, and I might do another follow-up video on it. By the way, I have been riding for like 3 or 4 days through the mountainous areas of Taiwan, which is absolutely splendid. Except a little bit hot. It's around, it's just after 9 o'clock in the morning and it's already 36.7 degrees Celsius, which is actually not bad. Now that gets me to the point that I actually want to discuss. Kind of. So, when I was planning to do this little trip through the mountainous areas, which I absolutely love to do, I asked a friend of mine to come along. Now, we've been riding together for many, many years. And about 3 days before we were going to depart to explore some of the older roads and the tiny, twisty, towndy roads, is that a word? Through the little villages and everything, he asked if he could invite a friend of his along, and I said, sure, no problem. 3 people for me is the absolute maximum of people that I will ride with. Oh yeah, railway crossing. Not used very much, I have to say. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So, I knew this guy. And my friend also has known him for a while, but he's only ridden with him a few times. And it's usually maybe like going to a cafe or very kind of like short trips, maybe like 2 or 3 hours. And I thought, okay, why not? Well, I wish I had said no from the beginning. Now, as you know, anybody out there who rides motorcycles on a regular basis or is a bit of a fanatic like myself, you're going to have to deal with all kinds of things. The weather is the first one. It could be raining, it could be hot, and you really never know what you're going to expect. And it's just, we're riding a motorcycle. It's not a car. It's not like we can control the climate around us. So the first day we left at 5:30 in the morning. Well, that was the first big problem. He said, could we leave maybe like 10:30, 11 o'clock? Because he felt that 5:30 was too early. Now, for myself and for my friend who I ride with all the time, we like to leave early because we could do maybe 7-8 hours of good riding and then check in somewhere, have a shower, change our clothes, and then kind of like walk around and explore the local area. So I thought, okay, well, I told him, I said, look, we already planned to leave early today, so tomorrow let's leave a little bit later. And he said, okay. So we left at around 5:30. We were due to get to our destination at between 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, that didn't really happen. We actually ended up getting to the destination, checking in at the hotel at 7:30 in the evening. Almost, or just about 6 hours late. And this is the part that kind of annoyed me, because he kept having to stop. Oh, I want to get some more water. Okay, fine, we'll get some more water. Oh, can we stop for a bit? My legs are getting tired. Okay, your legs are getting tired. Oh, can we stop for a little bit? I want to eat something. Okay, well, we'll go and eat something. Oh, can we stop a bit because my ass is starting to hurt me? Oh, okay, my ass is starting to hurt me. We'll stop. That went on from 5:30 until we finally checked in at the hotel. Now, there's another reason why I like to leave early, is because once you change clothes and shower and check in, you can have a drink, a nice gin and tonic, and then, yes, my favorite drink. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, so this was the first day, and I went, okay, this is ridiculous, because I said to my friend, I said, you better talk to him, because I said, if he wants to leave like, 10:30, 11 o'clock the next day, we're never going to get to where we wanted to go until like midnight, because it was another, how many kilometers? I think it was like 375, which is not really that much. And he said, oh, okay, we can leave earlier. He said he doesn't mind, waking up at 7 I said, okay, so we could leave at 7:30. Oh, no, he wants to leave at 9. I said, why 9? Oh, because it takes him that amount of time to get ready. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. This is ridiculous. And you know, and the entire time, because we have these Bluetooth sets in our helmet, so we can communicate with each other. For example, if we see a speed trap coming up, or if one of us sees something in the road, we can always communicate with each other. At one point, I actually turned mine off because all he did was whinge and complain the entire time. And I'm saying to myself, wait a second, why are you riding a motorcycle? Why don't you just get a car? I mean, I have done group rides myself, with maybe like 20 people, but these were group rides that were done for an event, or even I've done charity rides. But when traveling, especially with somebody you don't know, and your other friend doesn't know them that well, and all they do is whinge and complain about how hot it is. Well, it's summertime in Taiwan. What do you expect? Cool summer breeze somewhere? No, that's not going to happen. Like I said, in the morning it was already coming up to 36 degrees by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was already, I think, like 38.9, pushing to 49. We did have one day that was like 39.2. So yes, it's hot, but don't complain. If you're going to ride, don't complain about it. That's just the way it is. If you get stuck in a thunder shower, which we did on the second day, well, you get wet. I find it extraordinary that people will ride and then complain about the elements like that, for example. And also the stopping all the time. I want to stop for this. I want to stop for that. I want to stop for a smoke break, and and on and on and on and on and on. And I kept my mouth shut, except by the third day. The third day, I said to my friend, I said, look, I want to go somewhere first, and it's a little bit out of the way, so let's just meet at our hotel at the time that we were supposed to get there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he said, fine. Now, essentially what I did is I went a different way, and I decided to ride by myself, because after 2 days of this guy complaining about the weather and how hot it is, and I want to stop and stop and stop and stop, I'm like, okay, I need some me time. So I didn't leave too early. It was just after 7 o'clock. And it was a good 5-hour ride. But I decided to go the scenic route through the mountains and not take the expressway, which is always nicer, because expressway is kind of like, for me, a little bit boring. So I took the scenic route through the mountains, which adds an extra like 3 hours to the whole trip. Anyway, I managed to get there just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I checked into the hotel, had a shower, got changed, opened a bottle of gin. Not drinking the whole bottle, but it's always nice to have a nice good gin and tonic, Then I realized I didn't have any ice, walked to the 7-Eleven, which was 5 minutes away, bought some ice, made a lovely gin and tonic, and I expected them to be there maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30, and I thought, well, I'm going to go have dinner by myself because I don't know where they are. 8 o'clock, and I called them, and I said, where are you guys? They said, we're about another 4 hours away. And my friend told me, why are you 4 hours away? Because he said we kept stopping all the time. And I said, aha. Anyway, by the time they checked in, it was 11:30 at night. I was all ready to go to bed because I had to wake up 4:30 the next day to go to another spot. I mean, it was annoying. This is why, if you want to ride with somebody, it has to be some, of course, that you enjoy riding with, that is not going to complain every 5 minutes about how hot it is or how cold it is or, oh my God, it's raining. But it was my mistake to say yes to a friend of mine for inviting this guy, because it was annoying. I mean, what should have been maybe the only pleasurable day was when I did it by myself. Anyway, my friend got lumbered with this guy, and eventually we decided to cut the trip short by 2 days because we're like, we can't take this anymore. So we rode back to Taipei, dropped him off on with his bike, and then we said, oh yeah, we're going to do something else, and we just actually rode back to where we had stopped that day and continued on. Anyway, I'm curious to think what, but to find out what other people think about this. Like, comment, and subscribe, because what do you think about riding in groups or riding as an individual? Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Be safe.